Mendel says, so when is the most difficult moment? The most difficult moment is when you have to turn around. Those seconds that you turn around, you lose your focus. And those seconds you can fall down. You have to be a professional. Because it takes time till you regain your focus. Mendel learned to turn around in life. It means when our life goes a certain direction, and to make a turn, it's very hard. You can fall down. But it's important to examine where we are, focus where we're heading. And if something is wrong, we can make a little turn to take it in the right direction. It's crucial. That's how Mendel was learning from everyone. Ben Zoma says, learn from everyone how to serve God better in life. Serve God means make my life productive. I cannot go a day without producing something good for this world. By the end of the day, a person has to think, what did I do today that the world is a better world? That's what Shema Alamita means. Kriyat Shema of the night before we go to sleep is to contemplate, what did I do today? What didn't I do, what I can do tomorrow then? Take one more step, and then we will come to the mission. In order to achieve the mission. Yeah.
Why are we so distracted from the book? Like, why is it so, we get so easily distracted? Even if you come up with like, the goal.
We are distracted because we don't have a mission statement. If a person has a mission statement in life, as we learned at the beginning of the class, means you know who you are, you know where your direction is, and you are focused, you'll never be distracted. There will be distractions, but you will never go off the path. Because your mission statement is not solid, so then you can be distracted by anything.
So that means that
the mission statement has to be defined. You have to redefine your mission statement. And that mission statement is the foundation of life. What am I doing here? Why am I here? If you know, as we said right away in the beginning of the class, why am I here? Who am I? All your relationships can be successful. Why do we need relationships in life? Can't I do it on my own? God created a universe that the one without the other is a puzzle, as we saw before. We're all puzzles here. If we're going to be individuals without connections, we cannot accomplish anything. We need to create those circles to be able to achieve what we need to achieve and people surrounding us need to achieve. Yes.
Could Hashem give us a mission statement that we're supposed to fulfill that is totally uncharacteristic of our character? Let's say your character is supposed to be very kind to everybody, and for some reason your mission is to do something in a more negative way. Is that possible? You could have a mission that's uncharacteristic of your character?
Your character is part of your mission. And if you have a mission and contradicts with your character, you wouldn't be able to accomplish it. God would not give you a job that you cannot accomplish. Simple as that. And that's where how do we know that? Comes from Tehillim, chapter 37, verse 23. Me Hashem mitzadei gaver konan. Hashem gives the direction in life. It's not your direction or my direction. It's God gives you the direction. So a person, first of all, has to understand, I have talents that God gave me. This is my wealth, my personal wealth. Then God brings me to certain places, so I am connected to some people, I have certain relationships, and God leads me my direction in life. Nothing happens on its own. Let's go to page 12, 9b. Who is next? We didn't read it.
What page is it?
12, 9b.
Each person must clearly recognize that man's travels from place to place are not random. God forbid, rather they are directed by God with precision. This person has a specific portion to rectify in this place, whether through study of Torah, prayer, or eating, drinking, and sleeping for the sake of heaven. As the Baal Shem Tov explained, the Lord establishes the steps of man, meaning that God gives man the desire to travel to a specific place. God's intention being that the person should engage in a particular divine service, thereby rectifying what he must rectify. Therefore, when a person comes to a particular place, he must take this to heart and ask himself, why am I here? For what purpose did God bring me here?
Rabbi Levi Yitzchak of Bardichev, which I can go on for the rest of the night to discuss about his mission statement as Melitz Yosher, seeing everything positive in every person in life. So Rabbi Levi Yitzchak says, even when you go on vacation, you just not happen to be on vacation, so you're off duties. When you are on vacation, means God leads you a certain place so you can do something there. There was a man who was a very influential person who unfortunately had suffered a stroke and ended up in the hospital. Before Yom Kippur, the Rabbi would give out a little honey cake to wish everyone a good year. He calls over his son and he says to him, go to the hospital and give your father this honey cake, should have a sweet year, and tell him he has a goal to accomplish by being in the hospital. The moment he will accomplish the goal, God will release him from the hospital. Okay? So he goes and he tells his father, that's what the Rabbi said, that you have a goal being here. The moment you accomplish, you'll be out. So the father starts initiating conversations with his doctors about Judaism. And one of the doctors was so touched, and he confessed to the patient, my life is a mess. I need you here. So the patient became the doctor, and the doctor turned to become a patient. Took him about a week to put his life together, and that day when the doctor came back and says, you know what? I don't know how to thank you. You saved my life. That day he was released from the hospital. He can go home. He had a mission of being in the hospital. Why does he have to get a stroke to come to the hospital? No one knows. But God has a goal. He would never meet this doctor and talk to him unless something would be a connection. The moment he finished it, he went back home. And he went to live another 15, 20 years like nothing happened. Yeah.
So, once you accomplish that mission, you're set?
You move on to the next.
No
No.
mission.
Because
You have a new
there is
mission?
no ending. As long as you live in life,
There's no
your
ending.
neshama is in this world,
Mm.
there is another mission waiting for you. But you cannot continue to the next mission unless you finish this goal.
So you could be a messenger.
Absolutely. You are a messenger every step of life.
Mm-hmm.
To certain people, to some people, to what you have to do. You have to be kind, help somebody, do something, whatever it is. If God brings you to a certain opportunity, means you gotta do it. I know the time is late, but let's summarize. Step number 1 is personality. Each and every person is unique. There is character, your personal traits and talents that only you have, nobody else. Then each and every person has opportunities. Some are very big opportunities, some small opportunities, but each one is opportunity in life. Each person meets some other people that you connect. You know, sometimes people click. Some people don't click. That click means there is a connection. There is a goal, purpose for you. Why did you click with that person, not with another person? Because you have a reason there.
So if you connect with someone, there's a deeper reason than just
Absolutely.
liking them.
There is no coincidence that you happen to become a friend of that person. Because there is a goal that both of you can achieve. Then goes the next part. The places that where you go, even on vacation, or you happen to go somewhere, is not coincidental. You have to do something there. Now, on a personal level, it can be an artist, a scientist, and opportunities can be a person who has a certain education, has a certain position in life that only that person can do. He or she can do that part of accomplishments.
Wait, I'm confused. Does this mean your mission statement cannot be accomplished alone?
Correct. You are in the world, not alone.
Oh.
Only God is alone.
So it's not just you.
But you are responsible to create the proper circles around you. It's your options. How do you create them? And if you know who you are, then your connections are proper connections, then you can accomplish. And that's where I started the class. The first relationship begins with your parents. The second relationship is with your siblings. The third relationship is your friends. Then you lead to a new level, a relationship with your spouse. Then begins relationships with your children, and so on. So every part in life is another circle, and it starts.